What is up, ladies and gents? Welcome to another episode of Coffee with Colin. I'm your host, Colin Egglesfield, and I am so excited to introduce you to my next guest. This woman has had such a profound effect on my life, and one of the reasons why I love to do this show is because I get to interview some spectacularly interesting, inspiring, and amazing individuals. And I have to say, without a shadow of a doubt, my next guest is someone who has truly been one of the biggest reasons why I've been able to create my success, not only as a professional actor, but just in terms of mastering the inner game of what it takes to manifest your dreams, your goals, the things that you want to create in your life. When I first met this woman, I was a struggling actor in Los Angeles, had been out there for about 3 years. I was frustrated. I was annoyed. I was everything that you could probably think of. Someone who had a dream and a passion for doing something, but it just wasn't working. And I was doing all the classes. I was going to acting classes. I was doing everything that my agent and my manager were telling me to do. But one key component of all of this that was missing, that I'm excited for you guys to hear about tonight, is the inner game of mastering your thoughts and truly looking inward to create and manifest a vision that you see for yourself and what that truly looks like. And I think we all have an idea of what we want in life. We all want happiness and love and more money and a beautiful house. But when I started working with my next guest, she had me get incredibly specific about what that actually looked like. And I didn't realize that this was the key to manifesting and creating the acting career that I was wanting to have. But what she made me realize was that I wasn't truly connected to what that vision actually looked like. And a very humbling thing that she had me realize was that I didn't believe in it myself, that it was possible, that it was actually going to happen. And what this woman does is she taps into what is beautiful and amazing and great about who you are, and she shines a light on it so that you can see it for yourself, so that you can start truly believing in what it is that you are passionate about, what you want to create and what you want to do. And she has a really unique, amazing way of doing this. She's so loving, so endearingly sweet, and incredibly powerful. When I walked into her house, you could just feel the energy. And she is someone who works in the field of energy work. And she also is, she works, I would say she's a spiritual life coach, and she's worked with quite a few celebrities. And I'm not at liberty to say who that is because we want to just protect people's privacy. But she's worked with some A-list actors. And when A-list actors are struggling with whatever it is that they're dealing with, whether it's roles or relationships or whatever, this is the woman that they call in order to help them through whatever it is that they're dealing with, to navigate the pitfalls, the roadblocks, and the limiting mindset beliefs that we have that prevent us from going after what we truly want in life. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I am so honored and privileged to have this woman on Coffee with Colin today. Please welcome to the show, Miss Wendy Spiller Reese. How you doing, Wendy?
Wow, cheers to you, Colin. You are a superhero and a superstar, and I mean that with all my heart. Talk about loving and generous and spiritual.
Oh,
I mean, you're the real deal. Anybody who's listening to this, please hire Colin in whatever kind of work he wants to do and pay him zillions of dollars. And so it is. Hi, darling.
Great to see you. Thanks for being on the show. I am so excited to get into talking about all the stuff that you introduced me to. Gosh, what was it? I think we first met in 2000. I want to say 2000. Geez, 10. I want to say 2010.
Sounds right. Sounds right.
13 years ago. It was right before I booked. Oh my gosh, no, it was before that, because it was when I booked All My Children. It was like 2000. Gosh, it was around 2004, 2005. That's what it was.
That's right. Wow, we go way back.
Yeah, I was just trying to, God darn, that was like forever ago. But I'm telling you, I can't wait to share with people the experience that we had, and you had me create in your living room when I first walked in. And person that told me about you, he was a good friend of mine named Jason.
Oh, yes, I remember Jason.
Yes, and he was telling me about you, and I was just he was asking me like how I was doing, and I was just like, oh man, I went on another audition, didn't get it, and I was getting close, and I just was so proficiently technically, and with my craft, I was getting into the rooms. I was proving that I could actually do what I was capable of actually doing the craft of acting. But what was missing, and what we're going to be talking about tonight, is my belief that I actually deserved the role, or that I could do it, or that the role was actually meant for me. And when Jason told me about you, he was saying the same thing about how he was struggling. And what you had him do was, he was struggling financially. You had him get a wad of fake money.
Yes.
And put it in his pocket and make sure that it bulged out so obnoxiously large that when he was walking around, he could just feel it. And he was just aware of it was there, that he had abundance in his pocket, that he had like $10,000 in his pocket, whatever it was. And he said within a few weeks, he booked this worldwide Vodafone cell phone commercial that made him a shit ton of money.
Wow.
That sounds interesting. And I remember driving up your driveway and up into the Hollywood Hills, and you had this beautiful heart on your gate before getting into your house. And I was like, ooh, that looks really cool. The gate opens up, drive in, and then I knock on the door and I hear all of your dogs barking and chirping and whatever. And you open up the door and your beautiful, amazing, smiling face was like, welcome, superstar Colin. You come in here right now. And I walk in with your you walked me into your office with the purple couch and the leopard print carpeting, the crystals. And I was just like, to be honest with you, Wendy, I was just like, where the fuck am I right now? What is going on here?
Help.
This is like, I'm like, if I make it out of here alive, I'm going to kill Jason. Initially I was like, because this is not something that I was ever like, I don't know, it just seemed like this mystical, weird place. And then once we started talking, what I really connected with you on was just that you've just got such a loving and endearing and caring spirit and heart about you. It's very easy to open up to you to talk about things that we're struggling with, people that are struggling with, at least what I was struggling with. And that was just feeling like I was wasting all this time and energy doing something that I loved, but it just wasn't working out. I'm not sure if you remember the specifics of that day, but if you want to maybe share a little bit about what your experience was on that day, and just maybe just a little bit about yourself and what you do to start off with.
Okay, darling. Well, first of all, I'm so full of love and gratitude and appreciation. Listen, I don't know anybody who doesn't get nervous doing a podcast. And even me, cool, spiritual life coach, for a long, long time, I got a little nervous. But as soon as I felt the beauty of you as a human being, you just have this way about you that I see in your work as an actor and as your new line of work as an inspirational speaker and coach and acting teacher. When you have that love inside of you, which you have, there's nothing you can't do. And that's how I've come and continue to go as far as I go. So what my experience of you walking into my crazy crystal filled home, and we have to explain to your audience, everybody from 12 years on, they buy a couple crystals and they buy some tarot cards, and they have 6 million followers on every social media platform. And it's normal to have crystals and do affirmations and whatever. And that's all good. I'm so glad that the word is being spread. But back when you and I met, what I was doing was very cutting edge.
Yeah.
So I admire your courage for coming in, for driving up the hill, and then coming into my purple crystal filled lair. So I get it. But my impression of you was, this guy radiates star, and he has a heart of gold. And I said, all I have to do is let source, spirit, God, goddess, whatever you want to call it, work through me so that he sees it and feels it in him. and know that he is a perfect creation of the universe and he deserves everything his heart desires. So I didn't really have to fix you or move too much around. I just had to spark that self-love flame and self-deservability flame that was already burning in you. It was just low. And now it's at, bonfire stuff. Anyhow.
Yeah. Well, that's exactly what you do. That is your God-given talent. And, we were talking just the other day just about this talent, this natural talent that you have, this intuitive connection that you have with people on this deeper spiritual level. Can you tell us about your experience growing up as a kid, of what this looked like, and in terms of being intuitive and having a connection to the spirit world? And I'm not even sure how to name it or call it. So if you could tell us a little bit about what it was like for you, because a lot of my audience here, when we have our conversations in my Inspire course and in my personal coaching, a lot of people do tell me that they're intuitive, that they've always had this, like, at an early age, this deep connection to the spirit world, and sometimes they had to learn to get comfortable with it. It was a little scary at first. They weren't sure what it meant. Can you tell us what that experience was like for you?
I'd love to, and thank you for the great question. And did I mention how intelligent you are? Oops, I forgot. Colin, you're a genius. Okay, to answer your question. So when I was a little girl, I was an only child. So being an only child made me very sensitive to animals and to nature. And I had this deep longing to know how life worked. At a very young age, it was sort of uncanny. And yes, I saw spirits. I knew things were going to happen before they were happening. And at 10 years old, I was doing magic, good witchcraft, not scary, awful, diabolical witchcraft. But I was doing witchcraft. So I would get certain boys to like me. And I wanted to be pretty. And I wanted to have pretty clothes. And I wanted it to work somehow. So I started my search for knowledge, for spiritual knowing at the tender age of 10. And it just increased from there. So I think it was always in me. Mm-hmm. Was being an actor always in you, Colin?
No, I was always terrified of people.
Yeah. Well, I was shy too. And look at us now.
Yeah. Right?
On a podcast. Wow.
Yeah.
Does that answer your question?
Well, when you started to notice that you had this connection to the spiritual world, like, what was that? Is it more of a feeling? Is it like, do you feel like when you say you get these downloads, like when we work together, mm-hmm. you'll, like, sometimes in the middle, you'll just stop and say, I'm getting a download, or I'm getting something, and whether it's like, my father who has passed, or God, or someone else. It seems like you're able to tap into this other dimension that mm-hmm. most people aren't really aware of, but a lot of people who are intuitive are aware of this and have always been aware of this. What is that process like for you when you are working with clients, and what is it that you're listening to and hearing?
Okay, wow. Okay, let me honor the question with a good answer. I think when I was a little girl, because I was an only child, so of course I had friends and my family was very loving, but there was a longing inside of me because I couldn't really connect with somebody like me in my home. Does that make sense?
Okay.
So I would connect to the dog, or I would connect to the parakeets, or I had a very vivid imagination. So by having a vivid imagination, and I never really thought of this before, my third eye was open and my crown chakra was open to the spiritual, metaphysical information that's really available to all of us. All of us are at one with the loving power that created us. You call it source. So we are all one with source. And when you're one with source, you are able to see, feel, and hear things that are not in your actual physical proximity. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So now, to be of service to people, I deliberately open up my connection to spirit, knowing that I am one with the big spirit that created all of us and that connects all of us.
And was that something that your parents supported when you were growing up and your friends, or did you kind of keep it as a secret?
My parents didn't really know. You know, I had my little witchcraft book and my little candles and my oils and my herbs, and
Yeah.
I would talk to my animals. It wasn't something that I shared with my parents. My parents were pretty conservative. So I don't think they would welcome it. They weren't religious, but they were conservative, and I just knew it wasn't the right thing to share with them.
Okay.
Not that it was bad, but it didn't feel safe to share that with them. And it was my little secret. It was my little gift. It was my little world that was mine. Of course, now I love sharing it with people.
Yeah. And obviously this was before the internet where you could just go online and Google this stuff. So how did you learn about chakras and this energy work and all this kind of stuff?
I read books. I went to bookstores. I went to stores that had crystals. I loved crystals and rocks as a little girl. When I was 10 years old, I went to Palm Springs with my parents, and I had an X amount of dollars from the Tooth Fairy. Remember the Tooth Fairy? And I took that $10 or whatever it was, and I bought a little baby deck of tarot cards in Palm Springs. That's the one thing I bought. And I started doing readings for people, and I researched how to do it through different books on tarot and reading cards. And things were coming true for these people that I was reading for. And it freaked me out. So I stopped, and I didn't touch the cards for a long, long time. And then one day I was called to work with this A-list actress, and I was excited and I was terrified. I was so nervous. So I asked the lovely person who introduced us, I said, what do I do? What do I wear? What do I say? Do I wear perfume? Do I not wear perfume? And she goes, just bring all your stuff. So I brought my crystals. I brought my tarot cards. I mean, I brought everything. I brought chimes. I mean, I was just like a traveling metaphysical store. And when she wanted the cards, you know, I always ask someone what they want. She wanted the cards. She couldn't wait to read the cards. So I said, okay, I read for her. We fell in love, you know, in a cool professional way. And we worked together for 5 years. She would call me every day from sets, from airplanes, from, you know, the red carpet, the green room at the Oscars. And she would ask me to read cards for her. So I got back into my cards, and I love them now.
And you've read my cards several times, and I've always found them fascinating because they're just kind of a reconfirmation that I'm on the right track, or that I'm about to have something big happen in the near future. So it's given me the encouragement not to give up. It's also helped me create more of kind of a game plan for my career, my relationships, and then what it's helped me with is just to sit tight and be patient. I just keep doing what I'm doing, and you had me do a lot of journaling. I remember you had me write a "fuck you" letter to Hollywood, and then we burned it.
We burned it. We burned it good, Colin.
Yep. And so I started to feel that the energy I was holding on to was not serving me, and it wasn't allowing me to walk into my auditions from an empowered place. And what I loved about what that first session did was you helped me realize that I was holding on to these negative belief systems. And what was great, you just sat there and listened for like probably 2 hours. And you just were writing, and everything that I was talking about, like growing up and not feeling like I had found my place in the world, and not feeling like maybe I knew how to articulate my feelings or speak up for myself. After we had gotten done, you handed me this piece of paper, and it was everything that I had said negatively about myself. You had written it into a positive. Like,
Right.
I am the man. I am abundance. I am worthy of all of my dreams coming true. I am and you had it written out on this sparkly
That's right.
paper. And
Yes.
I continue to do this stuff on a regular basis. And I notice when I don't do this, my life starts to like dwindle, or it goes a little off track. And every time I am reminded of like when I'm frustrated, I just go back to all the things that you shared with me on that day in terms of journaling. And this is what I actually share and I teach in my coaching. And it's incredibly powerful, especially the visualization, where you had me on the couch envisioning, and you asked me what was my favorite acting job or what was my dream acting job.
Yeah, right. And you spoke it out loud.
I spoke it out loud, and I was sitting there on the couch, and I said, World War II love story. And you said, okay, who's the director? And I said, Steven Spielberg. And then you said, who am I acting with? And I said, Gwyneth Paltrow. And then you said, okay, where's this shooting? And I said, in Paris. And you were like, okay, you're in Paris, you're on the street. What does the air feel like on your face? What does the sun feel like on your face? Imagine Steven yells action. You and Gwyneth are doing the scene. It goes great. She's smiling. And you had me recreate this whole scene in my head. And then afterwards you said, Steven comes up, says, that's a wrap, put his arms around you guys, and bada bing, bada boom, amazing. And I shit you not, Wendy, you know this. 2 weeks later, I got a script sent to me by my agent. It was a World War II love story. And I went into this audition, and I had only like half a night to prepare for it. And then I went in, and I felt like, I did the best I could. And when I came out, my agent called me and said, how did it go? And I said, I think it went okay. Because as actors, you never know. Like,
you never know, yes.
The directors think. And he said, they loved you. They want to bring you back for the chemistry read with the lead actress on Friday. I go, is it Gwyneth Paltrow? And he's like, it's not Gwyneth Paltrow. But it was this actress named Brooke Bacon who had like similar vibe to Gwyneth Paltrow. I went in on that audition on Friday, and I fucking felt like I nailed it, and it was amazing. And afterwards, I called my agent. I was like, it was amazing. We had amazing chemistry, and he's like, okay, great. I'm going to check in with the producers. I got a call later that evening from my agent saying they absolutely loved you. You did an amazing job, but they're going with another actor. And I was like, oh man, God, at least we got close. And then on Monday, I get another call from my agent saying the actor they had cast for the movie just got a call to be in a Steven Spielberg movie. So that actor went off to go do that. So the role was open again, but they wanted me to come back in one more time because they were bringing in another actor to audition. I went into that third audition, and I booked the role. I mean, this is the crazy shit that you help people manifest. Yes. Crazy shit, but I mean, like, amazing stuff is what
Yes. Thank you, honey, for reminding me of that, and probably inspiring all the people who are watching and listening to this right now. That's amazing. And really, this stuff works. It works. It absolutely works. When it doesn't work, I believe it's just temporary. And I affirm for myself and everybody I work with that it's whatever is happening right now is for the highest good of you, of me, of all. And there's always something better. There's like where we are now, whether we have limitations or all sorts of things opening up, there's always good ahead if we believe it to be so. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've got a bunch of people on the show here. So anyone who's watching, if you have any questions for Wendy, would love to ask Wendy anything that you guys may be thinking about or curious about. Feel free to type it into the chat here on the right. And
or I can pull a card for someone if they'd like.
Oh yeah, we can pull a card for someone as well. So Wendy, as far as what you do, because you are like we've described, you are a spiritual life coach and you work with celebrities. What would you say that is like your bread and butter with what you help people with in their life and what they're dealing with?
Ooh, like what are people's main challenges that they come to me for?
Yeah, is it dealing with uncertainty about career, love, finances, all the above.
All the above.
Because it's
All
been
of
all
the
the above
above.
with me. Like,
Yeah, I mean, it really, it all, it, you know, everything is connected. And I'm sure you know this from the work you do, you know, how we do one thing is how we do everything. So everything affects everything,
yeah,
right? And usually when something isn't working out for someone, whether it's romantically, relationship wise, friendship wise, health wise, money wise, success wise, getting a new car wise, the root of what challenges us is us not loving, accepting ourselves, and knowing that we deserve, just like you said was your experience.
yeah.
So when somebody says they want, give me a problem so I can address it. Go ahead, Colin. What would be a challenge?
So for me, I would say, let's say I was feeling like I'm putting all this work into my career, but I'm not seeing the results.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So I would give you the affirmation. I, Colin Egglesfield, am now experiencing the most glorious results in my career for the highest good of all. My timing is perfect. Source's timing is perfect. There is no limitation in my world. I deserve this. I deserve this. I deserve this. I, Colin, am a mogul and I am paid lavishly doing work that I love and helps people all around the world in every way, as a coach, as a leader, and as an actor. And we thank you, Source, that this is so, and so it is. Woo! How is that?
Incredible, Wendy. Like, the words that you speak, they're not just words. Like when you speak, and even just like doing this, your words have such profound energy to them that I like literally get chills every time I am in your presence and that you speak, because I can feel on a deep spiritual level, you're not just speaking words in the material world. There is so much heft and spiritual gravity to what you speak about that it creates certainty within myself,
Oh,
knowing that I'm able to latch onto it. And anyone out there who is interested in working with Wendy, because obviously, Wendy, you are a coach and you're willing to work with whoever reaches out to you, I would imagine, to just do a consultation to see if they might be a good fit for you. So we'll put your information on here at the end. But we do have a couple of people who asked if you could pull a card for them.
okay. I need the name of the first person and what their question would be.
Okay, so Cheyenne says, I'd love a card pulled. And also, Cheyenne, what is your question? If you could type that in there. Elizabeth is saying, what do you do when and if you need support? And the other, we'll do three. And the third one was,
Support. Okay.
it was Christina Severson. I'm feeling a bit lost lately, so I would love to have a card pulled. So would you like them to type in a specific question?
No, I'm good. I just feel that I need the specific question from the first person, Cheyenne.
Cheyenne.
Cheyenne, excuse me.
Yeah.
Hi, Cheyenne.
All right. So
Is there a
Cheyenne,
question?
she's saying forecast for, she would like a forecast for my artwork sales. She's an artist and she's selling her artwork online.
Okay.
She's a fellow intuitive and she channels what dream, I channel what dream and see into my painting.
Okay. Well, she got the love card.
Oh,
Can you see the card okay?
Three of Cups.
Yes. And it's the love card. It's also the sign of Pisces. I think that she might have some strong Pisces in her chart, or she is a Pisces. So this message, the love card, whoops, there we go. The love card is about you need, sweetheart, to love yourself a little bit more and put a little bit more love into your work. But you're there. You are very intuitive. That's why you got the Pisces card. So keep the faith, love what you do, and bless all the galleries that you show in, all the platforms you use to advertise your work. Bless it all with love. Okay. Next question is Elizabeth.
Elizabeth is wanting to know what to do when you are struggling. Let me try to find it here. Elizabeth, if there's something specific you would like to do, she wants to know what to do when and if you need support.
Okay, so first of all, she got the courage card. It's all about being a warrior for your life and honoring your inner child. Absolutely seek support. When you need help and you get support for it, it is an act of love. And I also want to say to her an expression from a great psychologist named Susan Jeffers, who's no longer with us. She wrote a book called Fear, Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. So that's what I would like to share with you, Elizabeth. Feel the fear. You're going to be afraid. That's okay. Do it anyway. Right, Colin? Right? Isn't that part of being successful?
Yep.
Honor your fear. Embrace your fear.
Yeah.
And accept it. Love yourself through the fear. Comfort yourself through the fear. And do it.
Whenever I've been afraid, it's always because I've realized it's because I care about it. And it means something to me. And what I had to learn to let go of, and what you helped me with this, was letting go of being perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And just what I love about what you say is everything happens in divine timing.
Mm-hmm.
And that divine timing is, I loved how you create the urgency of now.
Mm-hmm.
You taught me to write things in the present moment instead of saying, I want a successful acting career. It is, and you had me write out 8 things. One of them was, I work on a high-profile TV show watched by millions.
Mm-hmm.
Next one was, I work with A-list actors on A-list movies. Another one was, I am contributing to the world and helping people benefit from it. And I hadn't done a whole lot of charity work. And from that one, I ended up signing up for the San Diego Marathon and raising money with Leukemia Lymphoma Society to raise money for that. And every time that we've worked together, you've reminded me of the more that I get out and be of service, like you were saying, for the better good of the world.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I would recognize that I was being selfish and that I was making it all about me. Why didn't I get this audition? Why can't I get work? Why am I so broke? Why can't I find a girl that finds me attractive? And the more that we can be out there in the world and focusing on trying to make the world a better place, but being connected to what my power is and what I love to do without giving it away, because there's that people-pleasing element too that we can tend to fall into. Whenever you had me write out this stuff, and it was read this every morning and every night before I went to bed. And I would say after that World War II love story, after we filmed that, it was maybe a month later that the audition for All My Children came up.
Mm-hmm.
Booked that, and boom, it was like, and I wrote down what kind of car I wanted to drive. And like within less than a year, TV show, I had the car, I had raised money for Leukemia Lymphoma Society.
Wow.
Then right after All My Children, something borrowed happened. So like all of this stuff, it's like getting very specific and doing the visualization exercises about not only having a specific idea, but actually feeling what it feels like.
Yes.
To be experiencing that it's actually happening right here and now. That is the juice.
That's the secret sauce, is
Yeah.
feeling it. We use all our senses to really manifest. See it, feel it, hear it, believe it.
That's it.
And I'm going to respectfully correct you on something, Colin, because even though you're not perfect, you are perfect. You are perfect with all your alleged flaws. You're perfect with all your alleged failures. You're perfect with all the challenges you've been through, because look at the amazing man, beautiful human being, superstar, God that you are today. If you didn't go through all of this stuff, you'd just be another pretty face, you know? So because you've been through it, Colin, it shows in a good way. You don't look weathered at all. You look wonderful, but it's coming through you as empathy and power. And you know, I really feel that all great teachers and healers and artists, performers, actors and actresses, they've been through some dark nights of the soul. You know, I do this work because I've been through it. And I know what it's like to feel scared and not lovable and not perfect. But now the new message is, we are perfect. You are perfect. Everybody listening to this podcast, everybody watching it, you are perfect, even with what you might think are your flaws. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's all part of the stew that is us. You know, it's our own little secret recipe. So you are perfect. So there.
See, that's why I need to continue coaching with you, Wendy.
Yeah, absolutely. And you get me for free after this podcast. I mean, I'm going to be floating around my house and on the beach when I walk the dogs tonight. We had one more card.
Yes. This is for Christina. And she's saying, for my read, in short, I have a child on my own, and she's hoping that I'll actually find someone to spend her life with soon, because she says she's 35 years old.
Okay. Well, first of all, you're a baby, sweetheart, in a good way. You have a huge life ahead of you. I would suggest that you do a spiritual practice. You got the seeker card. And really, you know, join a community of like-minded people. It doesn't have to be a religion, but get spiritual support. That's what will really serve you right now.
Awesome. Thank you.
And you will find your soulmate. It's really not that hard. 3 of my clients got married this year, and 2 of them got engaged.
I remember you telling me a story about how you had met someone because you had put on an engagement ring.
Yes.
To essentially create the feeling that you were already married, so that it wasn't I am wanting to get married. It was, I already am married.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit about that story and that idea that you told me.
What would you like to know about that, Colin?
So for anyone out there, I guess what I'm trying to ask is if there's maybe this story may benefit people who are looking to find a partner or someone like a relationship.
Okay.
What's some advice that you would give to them? And maybe perhaps it's similar to what you.
Oh, I love this question. You asked the best questions. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, here we go. First of all, love yourself. Like, learn how to please yourself and adore yourself. Wake up in the morning and hug yourself. Dress nicely for yourself. Wear beautiful things when you're out in the world. Wear beautiful things when you're alone at home. Just really love and accept yourself. Find out what you really want and what is non-negotiable for you in a relationship with a man, woman, whatever you want. So that's the first step, is love yourself. And then what I like to do, and this works for a lot of things, is have single men, single women who are looking for that special someone, have them open their arms every day. 3 times a day is good. And say, open arms, open mind, open heart. Let's do this. Open arms, open mind, open heart. And let your heart open. And just be open-minded, open-hearted. Have open arms to accept your loved one, your soulmate, your husband, your wife. I'm on my 3rd marriage. It's the charm. And I did all of this to have him find me. He found me. And we, we were basically in a committed relationship by the second date.
Wow.
That it's not creepy. It was just, he was ready. I was ready. We were in the same space. We learned from our exes, and they brought us knowing what we did want and what we didn't want. So if I can get married 3 times, 3 great men. I mean, I married 3 great men. This one is my absolute favorite. He is my soulmate. He's my king. I'm his queen, and he treats me like a queen. I treat him like a king. But girls, boys, men, women, everything in between, if I can do it, you can do it. It's not that hard.
So in terms of specifically focusing on what it is that you're looking for, would you have people write out specifically what your king looks like?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What he does, how he shows up, or your queen, how she shows up, what that relationship is like, and journal it, put it up on your wall, vision board, all that stuff, right?
And also, like we were saying before, Colin, see him or her. See him or her or they. See them being with you. See the two of you laughing, going out to dinner, making love, going to a movie, going on a picnic, going on a vacation, going surfing. Like, really see it, feel him, her, or they holding you and making you feel safe and loved and special and kingly or queenly, whatever you want to feel. So see it, feel it, hear it. Like, hear the two of you laughing, or hear the two of you speaking sweet little nothings or somethings to each other. So use all the senses, make it happen, and know that you deserve it. We all deserve love. Yeah. And we can have it any way we want, as long as we don't harm others or ourselves. Any way is good. Love is good. As far as the ring goes, what I would do is I wanted the feeling of a ring. And what I have my single men and women do is I have them do an exercise where they move this finger to make it strong to carry the ring.
Love it. Elaine McCaw is asking, are there specific cards that you use or can recommend for tarot?
Wow, that's you're asking the right person, lovely one, because I have about 50 decks. So I choose a different deck for who I'm working with that day or what I want to know that day. So what I would suggest to you is go to a bookstore, go to a card place, go online and feel out which one you like. You know, some tarot decks or some decks are kind of scary and dark and goth, and some of them are very lighthearted and angelic and bright. So go with what makes you feel good and makes you feel connected to source, to God, to goddess, to the loving power that created you. And have fun. Have fun.
Yes. That's what I would always remind myself before these big auditions, because I would get so nervous. I would just remind myself before I go into these big auditoriums with the CBS or Warner Brothers executives, and you walk into these rooms and it's like 40 people just sitting there staring at you like, you know, dance monkey. And I just would take a deep breath before I walk into these rooms and just remind myself, just have fun.
Yes.
Just go in there, enjoy this, enjoy what you do, because I knew that if I focused on enjoying the process, that's the best thing that I could bring to that room, of bringing fun, playfulness, confidence, everything that we love to see in cinema and in TV shows, where we have this intuitive connection to that character on the screen. And once I started to learn about like archetypes, the hero archetype and the outlaw archetype and the innocent and the sage archetype, I would just dial into these spiritual archetypes and create my character based on
I love that.
These deeper intuitive ingredients that would help me be able to walk into these rooms. And even still now, I just dial up whatever archetype I feel like is needed in the room, in that space, which requires us to be open But I think a lot of people who feel intuitive tend to be very sensitive and introverted.
Mm-hmm.
What advice would you give to people who are intuitives, who maybe know that they have this gift, but are maybe not sure what to do with it or how to protect it? Because I think it can be overwhelming. Right?
Yes, you're right.
All
You're
these
so right.
messages and downloads. What
Yes.
advice would you give?
Another great question from Colin Egglesfield. Thank you very much. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to repeat what you said in so many words. Be in joy. Be in joy when you're reading the cards. Be in joy that you have this gift. Be in joy that you are intuitive. And usually, when you're very intuitive, you're also highly sensitive. And highly sensitive is a gift. A lot of people are told they're too sensitive or they shouldn't be so sensitive. No, 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 no. The greatest artists, the greatest teachers are very sensitive people. I'm not interested in people who are not sensitive. Are you, Colin? So,
No.
first of all, embrace your sensitivity, embrace that you have this gift. And if you feel scared, because it can be scary, and allegedly there are some not so nice sources, spirits out there, make sure that you say a little treatment or a little affirmation or a little prayer before you pull cards or before you go into that realm, that you are divinely protected and guided. And only powers of good will work through you and will help you or other people as you channel divine knowledge. Does that answer the question, Colin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Sherry Colitran,
hi, Sherry.
she's
Welcome
asked
to the show.
overthinking.
Overthinking. I
Overthinking
love this.
situation.
Thank you, Sherry, for a question that will help a lot of people today, tonight, forever. Okay. You, Sherry, are the only thinker in your mind. There is not anybody else putting thoughts in your mind. You get to choose your thoughts. You're the one empowered. It's your mind, it's your life. So start choosing your thoughts. Be conscious of the negative thoughts. And like what I did with Colin, our wonderful host, I had him write down all his negative thoughts. So write down all your negative thoughts, replace them with positive thoughts that match the negative ones, but in a positive way, and destroy the negative thoughts and say, these negative thoughts are no longer the truth of me. They have no power over me. Delete, delete, cancel, cancel, erase, erase, whatever you want to do, get rid of them. You can stop yourself from thinking bad thoughts or thoughts that don't serve you or thoughts that scare you. You're in the driver's seat. You are in the driver's seat. You are driving your mind to wherever you want to go.
This is why I love working with you, Wendy, because
Thank you.
in a very disempowering world, you help me tap back into my, and I would say everyone's innate power and gifts that we have, that once we tap back inward to what we know we are, those our natural gifts given by source, God, whatever you want to call them. That's when I've been able to then get re-inspired and reignited with what I want to do, because it's so easy to compare yourself with everything we see on Instagram and social media.
Oh, yes.
It's just an important thing every day to just keep looking inward. For you, do you meditate? Is that a practice to look inward? Is that something that you like to do?
Yes, I have to do it. I have to remember, I do this work because I know what it's like to not feel loved, to not feel beautiful, to not feel safe. So that's why I'm passionate about my work. I love sharing what has helped me so much in my life. So yes, I meditate first thing in the morning when I wake up. I do a process where I clean all my chakras. I thank my guides and my ancestors and my deceased loved ones on the other side in heaven. And then I put forth what I want my day to look like. And I do it with gratitude, and I do it using all my senses. So yes, I meditate. If I'm about to do a challenging project or work with someone I don't really know, or I'm about to do a podcast with Colin Egglesfield, I meditate. I meditated for a half an hour before, I connected with you. So yes, I meditate, and I meditate in a way that I can manifest the practical results I want. And I've noticed, I live on the beach now, so it's almost like I'm living in a crystal vortex. Like my life is one big salt room, literally. And so what's happening now in my meditation is I'm really literally seeing and feeling God, Goddess, the loving power that created us inside of me. Like one day I might see flowers inside of me, or ocean waves inside of me. And it just helps me feel connected and powerful and worthy and goddessy and godly and fabulous. So yes, I meditate.
And you've mentioned angels.
Mm-hmm.
And so you've mentioned to me that I've got angels that are protecting me and watching over me, so that when I leave your session, I'm like, okay, I'm protected. I feel good. Tell us a little bit about what these angels are, and does everyone have an angel, like someone overseeing them, or like, my father's passed on, but I have been told previously by other intuitive psychics that my dad is like, oh yeah, your dad is like right next to you, and he says this. Is that something that you subscribe to, or share with your clients, that we have these spirit guides and angels over the
Yes, absolutely. If my client wants to go there, I always feel out where a client wants to go. Just by you speaking about this, I really feel, yes, your father is with you, but he's not with you if you don't want him to be with you, because that's a little creepy, if our deceased parents are with us 24/7, right? I mean, we don't want that. But when you need him, all you have to do is say his name, or say dad, daddy, father, whatever you called him, and he'll be there. You can see him, you can feel him, you can hear him. Once again, one of your senses or all of your senses will be involved. What I'm feeling right now around you is Archangel Michael. And Archangel Michael is the protective angel. He will protect you from toxic situations, toxic people, and any danger. So I feel him around you. I also feel in front of you Archangel Uriel, who is the opener of doors. So I feel that so many doors are going to open for you, Colin. I really feel that, especially you were so nice to me during this podcast. So I'm going to light some candles for you, sir. Also, I was looking at your chart. I hope that's okay. And just, you're rising, you're Aquarius. That's your sun sign. That's your male side. Yeah. And that's why you are so compelled to really, really help people. I mean, Colin, you really help people. You have made me feel so special and safe and loved and adored and amazing. And that's me. I mean, you have so much to share with the world. So your humanitarian is at work here, and your humanitarian is at work as an actor, as well as being a coach and helping people and guiding people, okay, and doing charitable acts.
I appreciate you saying that, because that's who I am.
It is who you are.
Yeah.
100% real deal, organic, 100%. Anybody watching this, listening to this, I absolutely trust Colin with every fiber of my being, and he is worthy of you hiring him for whatever it is that makes his heart sing, serves you, and pays him a lot of money.
Thank you, Wendy.
You're welcome. And so it is. Okay. Your rising sign is Libra, which is the sign of the arts and beauty and balance and making everything nice for everybody. And your moon is in Taurus. Both of these signs are ruled by Venus, who is the planet of love and money. It's the goddess of love. So you are a magnet for love and money. Maybe something was blocking you, whatever, it's gone. It's gone. Shazam, pow, poo, here, crystal, it's gone. You're free. You're really going to prosper this year. Your Jupiter is in Capricorn. So Capricorns, it's an easy, slow walk to the top of the mountain. And you've been walking hard. You've been running hard. You've been working out hard, and it's all going to pay off big time. I would say you're going to have something really amazing, Colin, by January, which is the month of Capricorn. And right now, Jupiter is in Taurus. Long story short, you're in a really lucky zone right now, super lucky through to May 2024. Okay. So as far as angels go, I want you to know, let's affirm for you that everybody in your life, every person you encounter is an angel. When you get your coffee tomorrow morning, that person that's serving you is an angel. The person that smiles at you in the elevator, they're an angel. Everybody is an angel for you, and everybody is a golden link in the chain of your good. How's that for angels?
Yeah. And that's for everyone who's listening here today.
Everybody who's listening. Everybody that's listening, know that. And, I work with crystals. I work with tarot cards. I work with astrology. I work with candles. I love my toys. I love my props. It makes it fun. You were talking about joy. Having crystals and cards and potions makes it fun. But you know what? We all have the power within us. We don't need anything. We just need the love in our hearts and the power of our mind to create what we want in our life. And no card, no astrology, no oil, no candle has any power over you, me, anyone else. We are the power in our world because we are one with the ultimate power, which is source, God, goddess, whatever you want to call it, him, her.
That's what I believe.
Yes.
Yep. So true. One last person who is asking to play here is Tricia Kondo.
Hi, Tricia.
Is asking if you can pull a card. Tricia, is there something that you would like to ask Wendy here for the purposes of this card? Tricia is someone who has been in my some of my courses, and she's intuitive herself, and she's always bringing up some interesting topics of conversation with regards to intuition and being intuitive and playing in the spiritual world. So I'm curious, Tricia, what your question is for Wendy.
Dun, dun, dun.
In the meantime, if you guys would like to get a hold of Wendy, you can reach her at wendylogan.love. That's your website, right, Wendy?
Yes.
And your Instagram is at 88 Life Loves You 88.
Yes, thank you, Colin.
And can you tell us again what the numbers 88 represent?
Well, you, sir, have it in your email, which is so great. 88 is a number of infinity, and it's a great number to attract prosperity into our lives. It's a really, really good, auspicious number to have. It also has the message of as above, the first zero, the first round part, so below. Okay, so as we believe here, as we connect to our loving power that created us, so we are able to create here on the earth plane. So it's a powerhouse number.
Love it. Love it. Love it. So be sure to follow Wendy on Instagram at 88 Life Loves You 88. And be sure to check out her website, wendylogan.love. And that's where they can get a hold of you if they are interested in working.
Yes.
Okay. And Tricia is asking.
Yes, Tricia.
What do you see in my business?
In her business. Okay. Okay, well, you got the reflection card. And this is the card of you really thinking about what you want to create in your business, really thinking about it, do some treasure maps, do some affirmations. I know Colin can coach you through it. And also this card is the season of winter. So things are really going to fall in place for you, Tricia, in come winter time. So just, keep the faith and things will blossom for you come winter time.
All right.
All
Awesome.
right.
Thank you, Wendy.
My pleasure. This is so fun.
My love, thank you so much for your insight, your knowledge, your contribution to everyone here. I know a lot of people were excited that you're going to be hopping on here. I read about you in my book, and again, you had such a profound effect on my life in so many ways. You've really helped me just level up in life and get more in touch with myself and embrace, as we were talking about, these imperfections that I was always trying to hide people from seeing. But you encouraged me to go out there into the world and bring my true authentic self to my audition. And that is what has made the biggest difference in my life, my career, in being okay with my imperfections and just sharing with the world who I really am. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Beyond thank you.
And now is the fun part of the interview.
Woohoo!
Fun, where we get to ask you your favorite movies. Are you ready?
I'm so ready. I love movies. I love movies.
Awesome. And this part of the show is brought to you by Picticular. Picticular is the app that allows you to find movies that you love because it has a swiping algorithm where you swipe left or right, and based on your swiping pattern, it will suggest movies that are similar to what you are swiping, what you like. And if you are looking to find movies from certain actors like myself or some of the celebrities that Wendy has worked with, you can type their name in there and find out what movies they are in, and then you can it shows all the platforms like Netflix, Amazon, whatever, and you can buy movie tickets directly through this platform as well. So
wow.
to download Picticular.
Picticular.
Picticular is the name of the app. So everyone out there who hasn't downloaded it yet, you got to check this out.
Yeah, what a time saver. What do we do with all our free time now, Colin?
I know, right? We can talk more about manifestation and abundance, right?
Yes, I love this.
So, so the first question in the Picticular Pick 6 is, Wendy, what is your favorite movie of all time?
I'm going to say The Shape of Water by Guillermo del Toro.
Oh, interesting.
Loved it.
It's a masterpiece.
A masterpiece, art, magic, such humanity. I think the actress's name is Sally Hawkins. She is amazing.
Yeah.
But anyhow, I loved it because it was two isolated, lonely, sad people who had such beautiful hearts and beautiful souls and wanted so much more than what their earthly limitations were. And they magically found each other and fell in love. And I'm not going to be a spoiler. It's such a beautiful film, and all those people who are looking for love, this movie will cast a spell on you that you will believe it. Like, if these two can do it, anyone can do it. Beautiful film.
It's a play on the mythology Beauty and the Beast. And
yes,
the movie is about this creature that is captured by these scientists. He works in the laboratory, and he's a fish creature, so he's in this aquarium of water, and he's trapped. And she and this being, you can tell that they've a connection that evolves to a place where it's this authentic, deep, loving, amazing connection, and only the two of them really know what this connection is all about. And it just goes to show you that love knows no bounds.
Amen. Yes, it doesn't. There are no limitations in love, or really anything, but love for sure.
Yeah, amazing movie. Love that suggestion. Next one is, what was your favorite movie when you were growing up as a kid?
Okay, this is such a random movie. I'm sure most of your listeners and viewers will not know this, but it's well worth looking up. It's called What a Way to Go? Yes, What a Way to Go with Shirley MacLaine.
Okay.
And it's about a woman who manifests, I guess it got into my subconscious mind, 3 or 4 husbands. And every one of her husbands has sort of the same theme going on, which told me at a very tender age that what you believe about things, love, money, success, health, usually becomes true for you, even if it's a subconscious thought. So this woman had a belief about men and what happens when she marries them, and it always came true. But beyond that, I mean, that's the metaphysical message. Beyond that is Shirley MacLaine, who is so fabulous, so beautiful, so snatched. She has the most gorgeous clothes that you've ever seen in your life. I recommend it for everyone. I fell in love with Shirley MacLaine when I was a little girl. I mean, she was amazing. And years later, I would meet her randomly on the beach in Malibu. And we would have this long conversation on the beach spontaneously for an hour about metaphysics. And then years before that, just a little fun aside, I dated her brother.
Oh, no.
Yes. I was not intimate with him, but I went on many dates with him. And he was a fascinating, and I'm sure he still is, really fascinating, kind-hearted man. So,
yeah.
So I manifested Shirley and her brother by watching that movie as a little girl. I'm sure of it. It's a great movie. What a way to go.
What a way to go.
It's a romp. It's a romp.
Thank you for that. Next question is, what is your favorite romantic comedy?
Really, Colin? You're going to ask me that?
Well, I mean,
Something borrowed.
Something
borrowed. Oh my goodness. I actually watched it the other night with my husband. We were both crying. We were sobbing. You are so good in it. Please make more movies to share your talent and your beautiful heart with the world. There's something about the way you connect, the way you connected with Kate and Ginny. And I love Ginny. I love her. But the way you connect with people, just the way you connect with me and the way you connect with people in general, it's such a gift, Colin. No, not too many people know how to be intimate and loving on the level you do. That is one of your superpowers. So I love that movie. Of course, I love seeing you in it. Okay, I'm not going to be objective. And I love the story. The story for me really reminded me that there is divine timing in love. There is a divine order. You appreciated Ginny because of what Kate Hudson's character lacked for you.
Yeah.
You know, and she too, same thing. But the big lesson for me in that film is, you know, if you love someone, if you want someone, if you're having feelings for them, please tell them. Tell them. I mean,
thank you.
If she told you and you told her straight away, we wouldn't have that great film with the universal theme of people missing the mark in love. But we're at a time on planet Earth where you just got to tell your truth to people. Do you agree?
Yep.
So that film, Something Borrowed, best rom-com ever made in the history of film ever, eternally, really reminded me of that.
Yeah, for me, it's interesting to see people's reactions because some people are not happy with my character because they say that I cheated on my fiance to be with this other woman. And I look at it more from, I would say, from a deeper spiritual place of what we were just talking about in terms of when we connect with people on that deeper spiritual level, there's rules and I guess social constructs that have been created in this material society to help create order and to create structure so that we don't have complete chaos in this world, which I totally appreciate. And the institution of marriage, I think, is a sacred institution. However, I also believe that if you truly love someone and you know in their heart that they're meant to be with someone else, as difficult as breaking up is, because I've been there where a woman that I was in love with was in love with another guy, and I finally came to the realization that if I love someone enough, if you truly unconditionally love someone, you will let them go and let them be who they ultimately need to be, want to be. Because if you try to control someone, if you try to keep them for yourself, they can feel it and they feel controlled. They can feel it's not real love. They can feel it's manipulative. And in some energetic, cosmic way, it's not true. It's not real. It's not authentic. It's not what I believe are deep down spiritually is what our souls are here to do. I think our souls are here to co-create abundance and love. And if there's anything manipulating or controlling a relationship, to me, that's an unhealthy relationship that needs to be really questioned.
Yeah, I 100% wholeheartedly agree with you, Colin. And when you do something like you graciously let that woman go, even though it might have stung in the moment, when I really believe that what we give comes back to us multiplied. So you being so kind-hearted, so generous in spirit by letting her go like that, you will experience the same grace from somebody, if not many people, when you really need it to happen. And just you doing that opens the door to a great love for you. I know I'm going to dance at your wedding, even if I crash it, which could be another good rom-com.
Hey, you're more than welcome to.
But really, she's there. She's there. You're there. And the stars will lovingly, gracefully collide.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. Oh, it's gonna be so great. She's gonna be so beautiful and magical and sweet and good to you. She's just gonna love you the way you deserve to be loved. I feel it.
Yeah, it's about damn time.
Gosh darn it, it sure is.
I know my mom is like, "What are you waiting for? Come on, hurry up!"
Yeah, I know. That's what moms do.
Yeah. And fourth question is, what is your favorite straight comedy movie?
My favorite straight comedy movie?
Yeah.
Oh.
One that you just love to turn on, that makes you laugh and just
well,
makes you feel good.
I can't think of one specifically now, I really do not agree with his personal choices, but sometimes we have to separate personal choices from the artist. Woody Allen just has me rolling on the floor with great laughter every time. I can watch just about every one of his movies over and over and over again.
Do you have a specific one that you like?
I love You Will Meet a Tall, Dark Stranger because it involves tarot cards.
Okay.
And I loved, there was one he did pretty recently, Blue Jasmine with Cate Blanchett.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
fascinating.
That woman, wow. She is just, what a talent that woman is. Yeah. Amazing. And it was funny because I once upon a time, long ago, I suffered from debilitating anxiety. And the movie is all about her anxiety where she can't function. And because I can relate to it, it made me laugh so hard because what she was going through is universal. So she just nailed it. I loved it. So Woody Allen in general, I can't think of something specific right now, but Blue Jasmine and You Will Meet a Tall, Dark Stranger were pretty genius. He is a genius with his art.
Yeah, awesome. Who is your favorite actor or male character in a movie?
Besides Colin Egglesfield?
Besides me, of course, yeah.
I can't really think of anybody else. Sorry, not sorry. Okay. My favorite actor recently was Austin Butler in Baz Luhrmann's Elvis.
Yeah,
Did I get his name right? That young man, wow. Yeah. What a talent. He was so devoted to being Elvis, and he did it on a very deep, heartfelt level. Yeah. It was just magnificent, flawless.
Yeah, he was transcendent. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love movies where actors, you actually feel like they're embodying the spirit, the soul of these characters. I don't know if you saw the movie about Elton John.
Yes, that was amazing.
Taron Egerton, and then with Queen, with Remy Ma,
Yes,
like unbelievable performances.
unbelievable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
What's your next movie, Colin?
My next movie is,
Because we're going to manifest it right now.
yep. My next movie is a movie I'm actually writing, and I'm starring in it. This is my Oscar movie,
I'm putting crystals up to empower this. Go ahead.
and this movie is about a Chicago police officer, and he's got conservative views, and he ends up meeting an African American kid who uh, something happens where their unlikely opposite ends of the world lives collide through a traumatic experience where then they come together and they have to choose to decide whether or not they're going to help each other
Mm-hmm.
elevate in life or to destroy each other's lives.
Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Okay.
let's put it out there. We're manifesting. We are creating. We are,
We see it. We
yeah.
feel it. We hear it. We believe it, that it is happening right now. It's already true in divine mind. And
Mhm.
we affirm that the most glorious angelic beings, human beings, and astral beings are with you right now, making this film happen easily, effortlessly, immediately. It pays you lavishly, and it's seen by zillions of people, and it inspires them and helps heal our planet.
Yes.
And so it is.
So it is. And last question, my dear. Who's
Anything.
your favorite actress or female character in a movie?
I'm going to have to go at this point again to Kate Blanchett in
Mhm.
Blue Jasmine.
Okay.
I just loved her. And I also would like to mention Nicole Kidman in Moulin Rouge. She, as one would say, killed it. You know, she actually died in the film. But wow, she was awesome in it. She was an otherworldly being in that film. And
Mhm.
I'm sure it was a lot of work for her.
Speaking of, not saying that you have or have not worked with her, just as a brief, maybe sharing with our audience here, you
Mhm.
do work with celebrities. Would you say that they have common reasons why they come and seek your counsel and support with what they're dealing with? Because I think sometimes what we do is we idolize our heroes, or we think that people that we see maybe in magazines and movies have a perfect life and they've it all figured out. And what I and what it does is, and it has done to me in the past, was made me think, well, that's them. There's no way I could be doing what they're doing, and so it can keep us playing life small. What I
Mhm.
like to do is remind people that we all have brilliance within ourselves, that we're all capable
Mhm.
of making.
Yes.
So is there something that you can share with our audience that some of these, big time actors, actresses have come to you for that are similar to what everyone deals with?
I love this question so much, Colin. It's really important. Thank you for asking it. All the stars that I am blessed to work with and have worked with, who will all remain nameless because when I work with someone, their privacy is sacred to me. Having said that, every single star, I work with singers, actors, actresses, directors, writers, influencers. They all have fear, anxiety, they get nervous, they get sad, they get jealous, they get scared that they're never going to work again. They get scared before they go on stage or start a film or stand up on a stage, presenting at the Oscars or the Emmys or the Golden Globes. They get nervous. They're human beings.
Mhm.
So I really want to tell everyone that we're all spiritual beings having a human experience. And once again, all of our feelings are sacred and can serve us. So actors, actresses, rock stars, movie stars, they're no better than anybody, any of us. One thing they all have in common is they honor their feelings and they show up for their work. The actors and actresses, singers, rock stars, musicians, writers, directors that I work with, influencers, they feel their feelings and they move beyond them, and they work really hard. They take really good care of themselves. You know, they get enough sleep, they eat well, they sleep well, they don't dabble in, you know, addictive substances. You know, a lot of them have, a lot of them struggle with it, but they're very disciplined, and there's something in them that sees the vision, that keeps their eye on the prize, that somehow knew that they deserve it, and they just did it. Like they had blinders on, you know, they just saw it, felt it, saw it, knew they had to have it, and that's what they all have in common. But they're all very human, and they all have feelings just like all of us humans.
Sounds like supremely connected to their purpose.
Yes, that's very helpful. Yeah. Just as you're supremely connected to your purpose.
Yep.
You know, I was when I started out.
Yeah.
You know, so I think just doing what you want to do, what your heart wants you to do, what you're called to do, just doing it no matter what, with passion and joy, and even a little fear now and then. It's okay.
That's the fun part too. Like it's like, all right, woo, let's go.
Exactly. Let's ride the roller coaster. Let's ride the wave.
Yeah. Well, Wendy, what a great way to conversation. Thank you so much again for being here, and
thank
for
you.
Just being the miraculous, incredibly loving and supportive person that you've been to support me in everything that I care about. Thank you.
I will never stop believing in you and loving you, Colin Egglesfield. You are a beautiful, handsome, brilliant, super duper talented superhero, superstar. And we here on planet Earth are blessed that you had the courage to incarnate in this lifetime.
Oh, see, like now I can just like rewind this anytime I'm feeling like I need some encouragement, inspiration, or I'm feeling nervous about something. So thank you.
Anytime.
Awesome. And again, guys, if you are looking to get in touch with Wendy, you can get in touch with her by going to her website, wendylogan.love, and you can follow her on Instagram at 88lifelovesyou88. And once again, Wendy, thanks so much for being here, and I can't wait to co-create some more amazing things in life.
Good. All right, Colin. Thank you so much for this. Thank you. Bye.
You're welcome. Take care. Wow, ladies and gents, wasn't this an incredible conversation? And I think you can tell just how much Wendy cares, how brilliant she is, how talented she is, and how she has honored her intuitive gifts to be able to share them with the world. And that's why I hope you guys all get this takeaway that whatever it is that you know intuitively deep down is what you are meant to do it. You got to do it, because there's no other way, because you're just going to stay miserable and confused and frustrated and anxious if you don't keep going after what your true purpose is in life. And it's not easy. But guess what? Life isn't easy to begin with. You might as well do something that inspires you, that lights you up, that makes you feel like you have purpose, no matter what people say. And there's going to be a lot of people out there who are going to question you, who are going to think that maybe you're a little crazy or lost a marble in your head or two. But if I told every single person what I was doing when I went out to Hollywood for the first time, do you know how many people would have told me, like, Colin, are you crazy? Do you know how hard that's going to be? Do you know how difficult that's going to be? But I knew in my heart it was something that I wanted to do, that I knew supremely in my heart was something that I was passionate about, that I wanted to give it a shot. And you never know what can come out of all of this. And through all of this, this is what's then led to the writing of my book, and now these courses, and my Inspired course, and now the writing of my movie that I'm working on right now. And I just have this vision of being up in the Academy Awards, up on that stage. And whether this ever happens or not, I supremely believe that it is going to happen. And without that belief, it's difficult to do anything. So no matter how crazy your idea is, no matter how off the wall you think your vision is for whatever it is that your life looks like. Got to connect to it. And every day you've got to feed it. You've got to nurture it. You've got to do the work to make sure that you protect this idea. And I just want to remind you that if you are looking for a supportive, creative environment to be able to nurture whatever idea that you have is, or a vision that you have, I'm doing my next Inspire course that starts this week. And if you're interested in learning more about it, I'm actually going to be doing another webinar tonight in about an hour and a half. And you can go to my Instagram bio and click on the link there to register for it. I'm going to be sharing with you what is in this 6-week course, which is all about tapping into whatever it is that you are passionate about, that you know deep down that you are wanting to bring to the world, so that you can share with the world who you are, what your greatness is, because we all have something that is valuable and great that the world needs. And it does no one any good by you being afraid and scared to show it to the world, whether that's writing a book, whether that's creating your own course, whether that's getting into a relationship where you can truly share who you really are. And sometimes it just requires us to have a little structure to be able to get connected to what that is, and to then have a support system to be able to help you fulfill on this purpose, and do it in an environment where you're going to meet a lot of inspiring and creative people who you can co-create with. And this is something that, again, we're going to be starting this week, and we'd love for you to join me tonight. And again, you can just click on the link in my Instagram bio to join this webinar. It's going to be on Zoom. It's going to be live, so you can ask questions. I've got a little presentation set up for it, and I'm going to be presenting to you some of the principles and distinctions that Wendy has taught me in terms of the law of attraction, the law of abundance, visualization exercises, and truly getting connected to what you really want in life on that deep spiritual level, and creating the feelings that it is already happening. So if you're looking to co-create in this space, we'd love for you to join me tonight. And with that being said, thank you for all of you who have joined me tonight, and for your contribution. Hope you got something amazing out of this conversation. I know I did. Every time I talk to Wendy, I just feel reconnected and re-inspired to accomplish and fulfill on my dreams and my goals. So have a great rest of your evening, and I will see you guys all very soon. Take care.